Hello everyone. So today I have with me Tulika Jalan, CA Intermediate AIR 2 and CA Final AIR 11. Many congratulations Tulika for your consistent achievement and very well done.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for having me here. Thank you.
Yeah, so I'm sure you have done great. And Tulika has been our FR and AFM student. So, I would want to first start with students kind of, if you can guide them with your AFM as well as FR journey. And, uh, how did you kind of complete your lectures and then manage the recollection problem which happens for most of the students?
Sure, sure, sir. So, like everyone, even I had taken FR AFM way long ago, during my articleship, first year of articleship. That's when I studied FR and AFM, and like everyone, even I faced the problem of recalling stuff and during the study leave. But thankfully, we have your revision lectures on YouTube, and very seamlessly, it's all there. Playlists are there, and we can just view that. Even I did that for easier chapters. I did it on my own, but for the fairly lengthy chapters like business combination, financial instruments, I used to view your recorded revision lectures, and for some other things, I used to view specific parts which I was facing difficulty in.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's how I overcame the problem of recalling.
Okay. And while you were doing, did you do separate MCQ practice as well?
Not specifically for the practical chapters, for the practical subjects. I used to do it for audit and DT, somewhat, but not for FRAFM,
Okay.
because the concepts are, if we are clear with the concepts, then MCQs would not be a big issue.
Okay. And your AFM paper is kind of an historical paper. So you scored
Truly.
80 plus, right? 81 or something.
81,
Yeah.
81,
So
81.
how did you manage scoring such marks in this paper?
So, so to be honest, even I was shocked, surprised, to be honest, because it was difficult for me as well. But even I was surprised, just
So,
very
but how
happy
was
to see
so
that
but ho- yeah, but how
I
was your
could.
AFM preparation journey? Did you mark out sums because that last 1.5 days is a bit of a problem in AFM as
Yeah,
opposed to FR? How
yeah.
do you filter down, sequence your preparation for the last 1.5 days?
So, for the last 1.5 days, I did three revisions. I managed to do the three revisions and squeezed a small fourth one in between. That is the 1.5 days thing. So, what I did was, in the last revision, I kept 15 days apart, and I used to practice 1.5 days. Like, how will I study in that 1.5 days?
Oh, so
With
you did
your, yeah.
1.5 days beforehand once.
Yeah, I did that to get
Oh,
a hang of it, that okay, this is what I need to do. And if I'm able to manage like even 90% of it right now, then in exam with the pressure and everything,
correct,
it'll
correct.
happen. So we already have certain revision planners available, and it is fairly the same every time. There's
Hmm.
no major change in that. So I kept that as my uh, reference, and with that I made certain changes here and there as per my schedule, and managed to complete the study in 1.5 days.
It's
A
like a mock
trial
fire
round,
drill you have done.
yeah, a
Proper
trial
mock fire
round.
drill.
Trial round, and in that 2 to 5 p.m. timing, I try to write one mock
Mock
also.
paper.
So yeah, so it's a complete replica of what would
What
happen.
would happen? Oh,
Yeah.
very nice. And
That is
so,
what I did.
were you able to? Uh, are you a morning person, evening person, night person?
No, sir. Just a normal, regular 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. person. 10 p.m. is also I'm stretching, because in
Okay.
the last 1.5 months we have to do, because
Mm.
the mind doesn't allow you to sleep so early. Otherwise, 7 a.m. to 8 p.m., 9 p.m. maximum. That is what I used to do at no 14, 16 hours. I used to take my breaks, go for a good exercise, or listening to songs, music,
Oh, that's
everything I
good.
used to do. Yeah.
That's good. But the brakes, how do you control the timing on the brakes? So most students kind of the brakes kind of extend a lot. So you're in front of the book, But
No, I think, yeah, that used to happen with me as well
mm,
certain times, but the fear catches up actually that, okay, there's a lot to do and okay, now I've given so much time to break. But sometimes here and there it's fine. Otherwise, I was uh, that, yeah, this is my break time, 30 minutes, lunch time, dinner time, whatever, and then I need to get back. Little bit of phone digital detox mode is necessary, I feel.
okay. So did you uninstall apps or
Yeah, I was not active on any major social media,
okay,
so that was not a big deal for me. I was not active on social media.
okay, okay. And tell me in terms of, let's say a student comes up with a paper where there are new questions,
Yeah.
right? That is the biggest fear, that I'm studying stuff, maybe I don't recollect it. I watch revision videos, now I recollect it. Now I know, but what about a new question? If it
Like
comes up in the exam, how do I navigate it?
like
So
in
what was your
AFM.
framework? Yeah, for
Yeah,
AFM, for IBS,
yeah,
for IBS will come to it, but let's say
yeah.
for something like an FR or AFM, what is the framework that we should have in mind while preparing for these unseen questions?
So it is certain that there will be certain unseen questions, or for FRAFM, let's say certain unseen adjustments. It will be there. It's unavoidable. But what we can do is keep on practicing the things, the resources which we have, and like the conceptual clarity is necessary in that case. We cannot miss out on the concepts basically. Like just rote learning won't help you. So try to keep your concepts as clear as possible. And when the questions, when the paper comes in front of you, like AFM, it was difficult. So took one question at a time, tried to break it down, and did as much as I knew. Like, yeah, okay, this is right. This is how it should flow, and that's how I try to solve and
Put
get through
one
it.
foot ahead of the other,
Put
let's
one
say.
foot ahead, like part A, part B. So if you know
Mhm,
part B, then solve part B first and leave space for the first
mhm.
part and come back to it later if you get
Okay.
time. It's, it's difficult because this time I think all the papers were too lengthy
Hmm.
with seconds to spare at the end.
You have any comments on your IBS paper for this
So
time? How
like
does one prepare for such a paper?
I think they are just increasing the level of difficulty each time. So, but for IBS, I would suggest that reading. We had 2 days actually, so that was also difficult for us because having 2 days and still not knowing what to study.
Hmm.
But reading law and costing, just skimming through it. Okay, so these are the things which are there in the module or in the other books, whichever
Mhm.
professor someone has opted. So going through the material once and being aware of where is what exactly, and
Hmm.
possibly making those markers, small little markers that, okay, this is important. So we can flip through it easily, flip through the book easily.
Hmm.
And in IBS, only the law and costing part is what I could uh, find from the book because I knew I'll not be able to write it on my own. Other things, there's no time to find anything inside the material.
Okay.
We
Okay.
just take a lot of things, but it's not.
It's more for a
It's
psychological,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you don't
It's
feel FOMO.
yeah. But it's not possible to look for each and every answer. Otherwise, it will not get. You'll not be able to complete the paper.
Okay. Okay. And
So
for FR and AFM, did you make your own notes or did you refer to concept books or how did you?
your shields, and in that, while listening to the lectures, if certain important points which I feel I should note it down, that I
Hmm.
used to do it alongside.
Okay.
But no separate notes or something like that. I tried referring to the modules once, but looking at the sheer books and the weight size, everything, I was like, this is not happening now. It's
Correct.
not possible, and I think everything was covered, so there was no point in going through that again and just scaring yourself off.
Okay, okay. And when you are revising, were you practicing on pen and paper scribbling or
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
reading?
No. Written practice is very important. I'm a strong advocate for written practice, even for that matter, like the practice questions or your mocks and everything. 3 mocks, 2 to 3 mocks, very important, and written practice during the study leave. It's very important because then you get a hang of it that okay, this is the flow of the question. Otherwise, it's difficult to remember. Like,
Especially for chapters like consolidation,
yeah,
derivatives,
exactly. Yeah,
forex.
exactly. Because there's a certain flow to the question that this is how we have to solve it. So it's very necessary to write it
Okay.
and
And
practice.
I mean, during your study leave, did you face times where you were questioning your decision?
Uh,
And how did you navigate those demons inside?
yeah, of course. I think everyone comes through that phase as well, and I was also one of them. Not questioning my decision, but I was okay, like certain low points that okay, आज अब और नहीं होगा. So that is when I think we should accept that feeling and take a break, a half day break or a 2 hour break, whatever it is. We should consider that feeling and take a short break and then get back to our studies once again because we'll be rejuvenated. So either go out for a lunch or dinner with your family, friends, if they are willing to, your friends, and your family basically spend time with your parents. I used to do that, went out for a drive with my parents some days
Okay.
when I was feeling a little low that it's too much now
Okay. Okay.
because we are at home only for those 4 to 5 months and
Correct.
no
Correct.
other thing to do. So it's very natural that feeling.
Okay, okay. And if you were to kind of list down one or two important qualities other than the standard hard work, sincerity, which really helped you achieving and which may be something which is overlooked by a lot of students, can you kind of point out some traits?
So the foremost point which I want to say is that just keep manifesting, be positive, talk yourself that yeah, I'm going to do it, I've done it. Just be in that zone because speaking negative is not going to help.
Hmm.
I think manifestation is very important and being positive. Even if some negative thoughts come across, then we should try and overcome that. It's easier said than done, but it's very necessary to be keep manifesting.
But how did you do that in practice? Like every day, would you kind of think about certain things, note down things, have posters, or how did you do it?
So I had done different things, a vision board kind of thing, but
Okay,
after some time I used to just speak.
to your own
Okay,
self.
that yeah, speak. Or sometimes when I'm in the mood, I used to write down. So different things, whatever helps, whatever works best. Some people do meditate, but I was
Hmm.
not
Yeah,
very regular in that. But
correct, correct.
sometimes different things help. So
Okay, okay.
we need to just try out different things.
Correct, correct. Okay, fair enough. Thanks a lot, Tulika. I think that has been very, very helpful, and thanks a
Thank
lot
you.
for guiding students. And I wish you all the very best. You have consistently been a source of inspiration for a lot of students. So keep shining, keep rising, and thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.